Hi everybody. Hey, it's Renee Conkey coming to you from Water City Stamping Studio here in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. We're a little crooked today. I'm going to go ahead and share it with the VIS page so we can all connect on our Friday Facebook Live. So if you just give me 1 second to add this. There we go. Things are working smoothly so far. Okay, looks good. All right, sounds good. We are good to go. What do you know? Hi, Mary Kay. Welcome. Mary Kay, you had a birthday this week. Happy birthday. I saw that earlier, and I apologize. I didn't get to write anything on your page, but I was thinking of you, so happy birthday. We're going to get started today. We're going to get going kind of right away. We're going to give you just a few seconds to find me and pop on. I just 2 seconds ago, well, it's probably more 2 minutes ago, just got my Stampin' Up! Order from the new catalog. So, and I ordered a few things and I'm going to order more. But I thought, oh, I want to share the new colors with you today. And then on Monday night, I'll pop on at our usual 6 o'clock. And we'll do a color comparison. So, and show you some of the new products. I haven't even had a chance to go through my box. My catalog is still freshly seamed. I haven't even had a chance to look at it. I've seen it online. Being a demonstrator, we get the opportunity to see it online early, but I haven't even cracked it open yet, but I'm so excited. Unfortunately, I can't crack it open with you guys until May. Ooh. That's just, but it'll fly by. But at least we can show you some of the new products and some of the new features. And today I can show you the new in colors and we'll take a look at them together because I haven't even looked at that yet either. So I'm excited to do that. This week, all week long, it started last Friday. We started with our Thankful Garden pop-up class to celebrate my 28th anniversary with Stampin' Up. So I featured things on Wednesday, a couple cards on Wednesday, and a pretty little gift box. We did cards. I showed you how to use the Thankful Garden with the mass last Friday. And this Friday I have 2 more samples. One's kind of another little fun fold. One's just a real pretty little card, but using the green papers, the garden green papers from the Thankful Garden Designer Series paper. So I have 2 cards to share with you, and I think we're going to go ahead and just get going. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. I'm going to turn my camera down. We'll see if it kind of is still a little funky. I kind of had to do a few things, but hi, Bonnie. Hope you're feeling better, and hope you're having a speedy recovery. Hi, Marsha. Good. I'm glad you guys are finding me today. And I'll stop saying, sorry. But hopefully my camera's going to work. On Wednesday, we had, Facebook changed something else. And so we had that big long reach feature. So I might have to plunk my camera down low again, but just have patience with me. Let's go ahead and get started with the new in colors. I wish I could show you the catalog, you guys, but we'll just start with the new in colors. And then on Monday, we're going to go through some of the new products. And then, shortly after that, I'll even get more products coming in too. So let's get started on that and let's see what we have going here. We'll turn and look at my messy desk and flip this over, and yeah, it's going to give us fits here. So we're going to go ahead and just have to lower this. Patience. Thank you, guys. I'll have to get a new, yeah. We talked about like when, I think that's a little low. We talked about when I cleaned my room and I really got it all perfect, just the way I wanted it. And then I said, I'll give you a tour. Well, you know how long a desk stays clean? Like about 5 seconds, so there went the tour. right, I think we should be good, huh? I'm just going to wait until it catches up with my iPad because I want you to be able to see what we're doing today. You can see the pretty yellows and the greens that we're going to work with today. We worked with all those beautiful colored papers, they're stunning. But there were these 4 sheets that I did not even touch from the Thankful Garden. And I thought, I'm not going to leave those out. I want to show you the whole ball of wax here. So this is looking good, okay? I'm going to go ahead. And here is the annual catalog. You got a little ring light here. That's okay. But here's the annual catalog. It's beautiful. It's lightweight, but there's lots in it. There's just as much in it as there was last year, just as many pages. But there is also much more organized than it was last year. I know they tried something different. And honestly, that is part of the reason why I do love Stampin' Up! Is because they want to try different things. And, so last year's catalog, how we talked about it, that it was kind of a boutique version. And, not all the punches were in the same place. Not all the dies were in the same place. Not all the adhesives were in the same place. Well, this year they listened to us because they understand that we did not I didn't mind it, but a lot of people did not care for the boutique version of the catalog. And so they put everything kind of back where it was. So lots of samples, lots of ideas, but lots more of our organization, which is always helpful. So I'm excited to get this in your hands. I have my catalogs ordered. Some of you will get it through the mail. Some of you will get it personally from me as soon as they come in. So you can check it out as well. But here are the new in colors. I didn't even get a chance to unpack them, okay? So we have, and I will take them out. Hi, Judy. Welcome. Okay, we'll take them out together. But we have Cloud Cover, which is kind of a very earthy sky blue. This will be really nice with outdoor scenes. It's not a baby blue. It's a gray blue, which is really, really nice. Hi, Marcia. We have Darling Duckling, and I can't wait to do the color comparison. So you can see it with the Daffodil Delight, the Lemon Lolly, the Crushed Curry, and some of the past colors that we have too. We have Timid Tiger, which is a lighter version of Pumpkin Pie. I think that'll work really, really well. Strawberry Slushy. Got our strawberry slushy. Some of you have it, some of you don't have it. This was always a wonderful color, especially in the summers. And then Secret Sea, and I've been dying to see what this Secret Sea is. And like I said, I'm going to let's unpack a sheet. You know what I did? I came down with a little cold. Tommy was sick this week, and poor little thing. Not really bad, but you could tell that he had a headache, and it was just kind of a congestion cold. Well, Grandma is down in the dirt with him all the time. So, of course, I get it too. And so if a little stuffy or whatever, please forgive me. But I think it's going to go quick. So there is the Secret Sea. And that is, oh my gosh, it is like a combination of, I can't wait to do the color combinations, but it's a combination of black and navy blue. It is going to be the most beautiful night sky, because sometimes black is way too dark for a night sky. So I think it's going to be really, really fun. And I always like the combination of the blues, or even blacks with colors. We always like navy blue and yellow, navy blue and orange. It's not navy blue, but it is a combination of black and navy. Look at that, like for Halloween or something. That might be really kind of fun, like that Halloween night, or a summer sky night, like a camping card, or when you're doing like a firefly card or something. I think that would be really, really cool. Here we have, there's a timid tiger. Here we have the darling duckling, which is just a very interesting yellow. It's not super bright. It's kind of got a little earthy to it. A little earthy. And then, well, you know what? I am gonna do a little, because I'm dying to do it. And then here is the cloud cover. Okay, I have my paper right here. Why not? I'm still gonna do a major color comparison. There's Daffodil Delight. So you can see that this almost has like a hint of green in it. Here's Daffodil Delight. Here's the Darling Duckling. So this will be an interesting combination. I'm really curious to see what they match up with it. You can see it's like, I don't want to say mustard. It's a particular color and I'm just not thinking of it, you know. But when I have more time, I will, this weekend, I will get to it. So that was a comparison with the Darling Duckling. Here's the comparison, and I'll do more. I just can't wait. Softs, or this cloud cover and Balmy Blue. Okay, so you can see kind of the differences in the blues. And Pumpkin Pie. Pumpkin Pie and Timid Tiger. So this is really a nice tone on tone. Same tones, just a little bit lighter. That I really like. I think that'll be a beautiful combination when you're working with flowers and all of that kind of stuff. So that'll be really nice. I like that. And then Strawberry Slushy. Here's, let's see. There's Melon Mambo. So you can see a lot of tone on tone. I do like it. Well, I always have like Strawberry Slushy. And then let me grab a navy. Navy. I don't have an open pack, so hang on, I just have to grab it. Navy and, I'm just gonna drop it on the floor. Here we go. Okay, so this is navy and black, and here is our Secret Sea. So you can see how it picks up the black tones. There is the navy, so it's really a different tone than navy. I thought it would have been a little closer. What about Misty Moonlight? I bet it's a shade of the Misty Moonlight. No, it's not. Interesting. It's kind of a whole new color. That's exciting. Because a lot of times, you know, you think, oh, I have pumpkin pie. Do I need Timid Tiger? Oh yeah, I like it. I always need it, but this is a whole new color. I think this is very, very cool. That'll be fun to work with. So that is just a little sneak peek of the new in colors. I know we are always trying to match them together. And Stampin' Up! Has a paper, designer series paper, that does match them together. Welcome everybody. If I missed your name, I'm so sorry. I've been like totally captivated with these new colors. So I apologize if I haven't welcomed you here today, but thank you for joining us. These are the new in colors if you're just popping on. And I was just going to say, we're always real tempted we want to match them together. And Stampin' Up! Did give us a paper. I haven't even had a second to open it. I do have it. So we'll check it out on Monday. That has all the colors. It's a floral paper, so it's going to be really fun. Of course, I love the Stampin' Up! Florals. But we want to always match them together. But I don't think that's what the in colors are intended for all the time. Granted, you can match some together. Like, you know, I don't know. I'm not really sure what I would match together in these papers. For sure, the cloud cover and the Secret Sky, I would have to think about my projects and so forth. But these colors, they work independently. So keep that in mind, that they're not necessarily made to coordinate with each other. They're made to give us new colors in addition to our 40 color base. They're made to give us new colors more on trend colors that we can work with and add them into our color repertoire, you know, to coordinate with other colors and things like that. So we will delve into that on Monday. I can't wait to look at my box. Like I said, I just picked up a few things right now, and I will be picking up much more. As you well know, that's what I do. I can't resist it. So we're going to go back to the Thankful Garden today. And if you recall, we had our class, and this is still available if you would like it. The cost of the class is $28. Registration will end on Monday, March 31st. And you're going to get the make and takes for all 4 cards and the stamp set of the Thankful Garden. This was all presented to you on last Friday, and I showed you how to, this is $28 plus $8 of shipping if you would like it sent to you. I showed you how to use the masks, so if you missed that, because we use the masks to color these in. I did not use any blends or markers. We used the masks to add some color to our projects. I just got done using my mask, so they still have some yellows and greens on it, and you just line them up and you add color with a blending brush. You can add these masks onto your order of the class for $13. There's 5 different masks, and that's how I colored these all in. You can use your blends, you can use your watercolor pencils, you can use your ink pads with your aqua painter to color in. You don't have to have the mask, but they're very cool to do it with. So you can add those on. And if you would like to add on the dies, you can do that as well and pay no shipping and handling and tax. And the dies are, oh, I don't have my cheat sheet here. This old brain does not hold a thought in place. The dies are $35, the masks are $13. If you want to get them both and add that onto the $28 class, that would be just an extra $40.75 because it is my anniversary. I'm giving you like a really no shipping or handling and tax. So that was the class. Then if you were with us last Wednesday, just this past Wednesday, I made a little box to hold your cards. And this is not part of the class, but this is using the Thankful Garden Designer Series paper. Showed you how to make this beautiful little gift box. We used ultra thick white cardstock, and this will hold your 4 cards with envelopes and makes a beautiful little gift. And then on Wednesday, we also made this cool, well, we didn't do this one. This was my sample, but we made this cool little tri-fold card using the Designer Series paper. That can go in your gift box. This is the one that we made. Oh, isn't that beautiful? With the blueberry bushel hydrangea in there. So this was the card that we made last Wednesday along with the gift box. So now I have 2 more samples to show you, and then I'm all done with the Designer Series paper from the Thankful Garden. I use every little bit of it, and I'm going to show you. Oh, I have that to show you too, but we can do that later. So the first card that we're going to make today is, which one should we do? Let me see. We can do another little trifold, and I'll show you this. I got this kind of sample, this trifold sample. This is a little different than the one we did the other day. This one actually is like a pop-up where it goes like that, and there's a little pop-up piece in there. So little trifold there, or this is a well, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but this is a trifold, and the card actually was supposed to go this way, but I did it the other way. So you can do it either way, but it would just lent itself really well. But the card I got originally kind of opened up like this. Let me show you the card I got originally, and I thought, oh, I'm going to do that. You know, this was the card I got in a swap, and it opened up just like that, and I'm trying to get it all into the picture. This was from Amy Rich, and I thought it was just adorable. So thank you, Amy, for sharing that idea with me. And but I wanted to do it horizontally because it just went so well with my papers and my flowers. And so we're going to do this card right now. And this one is kind of cool. If you go the way it was intended to go, the way Amy sent her card, it doesn't stand up. This one will stand up on your desk if you go horizontally rather than vertically. So that's why I kind of wanted to do it too, because it's such, look at when it stands up on your desk, it's just such a pretty presentation. So this is from the Thankful Garden Designer Series paper. And you are going to use, I got all my stuff cut out. This is going to be a fairly quick Facebook Live today because I am quite prepared. I have a piece of ultra thick, love my ultra thick design, or ultra thick basic white, and this is 4.5 by 11. Okay, I have a textured note dies, and you can see, can you see that texture in there? I'm getting a little bit of a shadow here. Okay, so you can see that little bit of a textured note. That comes from these textured note dies. We talked about these on Wednesday as well. The item number is 165555, and they are $31. They are an online exclusive. They do come with a, it's a textured suite. It's called, and I'm sorry I don't have my sheet right in front of me, but it is from the Botanical Textures, and it is a whole big suite. But these are the dies that come with it, and they have all these different patterns that you can cut out, and they layer and nestle so well that I just love them. That's all I really got from that particular suite, although the suite is beautiful, but you know how you can't get everything. So anyway, and I use that all throughout the whole Thankful Garden. We used that the other day on Wednesday. We used it for the note cards on Friday. So they're really, really very wonderful to have. Okay, now let's get back to business here. I have 2 pieces of soft seafoam. And you can use garden green if you are using this. Garden green just is such a, it's a heavy color, and I'm into spring. And we all are trying, especially here in Wisconsin, because we don't get spring too quickly. Okay, so these measure 4 by 4. Okay, these soft seafoam measure 4 by 4. And then I have the Designer Series paper, and I just cut it 1/8 of an inch difference. And you can see there's fresh freesia on one side, the garden green. These are way too beautiful papers not to show you anything with it. So these are 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. Both of them are, okay? And then I have a, my final piece is soft seafoam, and this is 2.5 by 4. And then this is 2 1/8 by 3 7/8. Hi, Joan. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. So that will layer in there. So that is all those pieces that you're going to need. All right. And we can go ahead and we'll put our card together right away. And then I will do some stamping. So let's get my scoring blade out. And, oop, I got a piece of paper tucked in there. And we are going to score. Oh, here we go. I have my notes. Otherwise I forget. We're going to start, this is the 4 1/4 by 11. Let's pull this out. And we're going to score at 2.5. And we will score at 3 3/4. And 6 3/4. And 8 1/4. Okay, so if you are writing it down, we're scoring 2.5, 3 3/4, 6 3/4, and 8 1/4. All right. And let me get my bone folder. And we're, once again, you're working with that ultra thick white. You really want to crease it back and forth. Okay, and I believe it will be going this way. Let me just double check on my little layer here. Yeah. Okay, so, and we're going to go vertically. Or no, we're going horizontally, excuse me. So I'm going to start putting my layers together. let's bring them back, and then we'll put this off to the side. So we'll put this white. Got a fuzzy. I was just petting my kitty. It is actually Anna's kitty. When she had Tommy, the kitty and the dog did not get along well at all. And my kitty her name is Maisie, and she did not get along with Rosie, which was the dog. And so Grandma had to come in and take over the kitty. So for a while there, we had 4 cats. Now we have just Maisie. And, you know, I think you guys have all heard my stories about my sweet kitties, and they were all geriatric. They were all the same age. They all were like 15, 16, 17, 8, you know, or actually when they all passed away, it was. So they all passed away within the last year and a half through, you know. And so we have Maisie. Well, Maisie is a white, fluffy cat. And so she doesn't shed individual hair. She sheds clumps of hair, which is kind of easy to clean up. But sometimes you get a fuzzy every once in a while. That was the moral of my story here. Long story short. Anyway, so we're going to layer these pieces in there. We're just going to add tape or adhesive right here on the front, and we'll have our garden green. Now, if you want it to go the long way, have your pattern go the long way, okay? But we are going to, vertically, have your pattern go vertically, but we're going horizontally. And the cards, or these little panel pieces, are, hi Barbara, are, square. So you can go either way, which is really kind of nice. So we will put, oopsie, excuse me. You know what? I'm going to put this guy on here first. I'm going to put that. And I'm putting adhesive. Oop, I'm out. Okay. I'm putting adhesive right onto the part instead of the card, just because then I know it's going to sit right, you know, and I'm not going to get adhesive all over everything. So one quick second. Let me get this changed. Take out the little sticky monster that gets gummed up in there. And we will add this right in here. Add that right there. Okay, so right now I have adhesive right here. And this one I'm going to I want my flowers, and I want my flowers to go horizontally. So they are going to match up with this end right here. They're going to match up with that line. So I'm just going to match it up. Then I know I have it in the right spot. And that works out perfect every time. So you put this one down first, then we'll lay this one down. And now we want this one to go, and that one can just go on the end here. And we have that nice little layer with that kind of tucking out. Okay, so now your card's going to open like that. It can stand like that. All right, now let's do this piece. And the cool thing about this card, once again, you can use any designer series paper. All the rest of the Thankful Gardens papers would be absolutely beautiful with this card. I mean, that paper just looks like a lot, but boy, is it beautiful to work with. I'm not using the whole big stamp. I'm just going to do a little corner kind of guy here, so I can just ink it up as much as I want here. So we will go like this. And you could put the with love will fit in there just perfectly. The thanks will fit in there. I am going to add from the spring corners, let's see, because I just wanted a little different sayings. This is an online exclusive as well. I'm going to be using the happy birthday and the you brighten my day today with our cards. So that was Spring Corners. And let's see, I'm going to do you brighten my day. So we can just go ahead and put that in there. And you could color it in with the mask, but what I thought I would do today is I'm going to use the markers, and I'm going to show you that the markers work beautifully as well. So if you wanted the class but you don't want to get the markers, excuse me, you don't want to get the mask, that is no issue at all. I'm going to use some Daffodil Delight and color my center in. And I'm using the dark first. I always use the dark generally as a rule first. I know other people do it the opposite way. But that's how I like to do it. So it is whatever you're comfortable with. So I have that, and then I'm just going to add this, fill this in with the light Daffodil Delight. And you can see how you can achieve your look that way as well. Okay. The other card, I've already done the mask. So if you would like more information on using those masks, go to, the page that you're on, Water City Stamping, or if you're, if you joined the VIS page, the Water City Stamping VIS page, go back just a couple posts and you will find last Friday's Facebook post. And I thoroughly went over how to use the masks with the stamps and with the just the masks alone. And I'll show you that in a minute with the next card. We don't have Garden Green. So Granny Apple Green is going to be my next best choice. It's very close when you use Granny Apple Green in the cardstock. It's not super close when you use it as Garden Green, but with the blends, it's your next best color to Garden Green. And if you want to kind of stay in that same tonal family with your markers, then that is what I use. So they're very easy to color in, very beautiful to color in with the Stampin' Blends too. Really pretty. Okay, then there is this little center. Where's my stamp set? Why is it gone? Stamp set. Here we are. Here you go. There are these little centers, and I'm using those for the center of my my little rose. I call it like a wild rose, or put that right in the center there. It can be in any kind of flower. And then that just kind of gives you really a fresh center point right there. Okay, so we can go ahead and put this all together. Sure, I don't have any ink on me, and then I got to add a few little embellishments. Let's get some dimensionals. Look how pretty that is even. I love it when you color in with the blends, and they're so pretty on the back side too. So I'm just going to do like the little halfway point. Not going to put, adhesive because it's going to go off to the side. I'll put that right in the middle. Middle-ish. Okay, and it needs a few things. You brighten my day. I'm going to use the thanks, and there is with love and thanks here, which kind of matches the font. But I don't always want to say with love or whatever. So what I did with this this thanks, because I don't always want to say and thanks, I did cut that ampersand off. And I have it in my case, and so if I want to say with love and thanks, I always have it and I can use it. But I do like just the little thanks in there, so I did cut it off. I do that. I make my stamps work for me, not me work for my stamps. So I'm going to open this up. I guess I could have stamped this before. That'll be fine. And we'll put our little, you brighten my day. So when somebody gives you a little something, or you received something in the mail and you want to say thank you, a little thanks, you brighten my day with a thanks. And then I decided to go off the range here too, and I am going to use a little bit of our checked ribbon, because I just thought with these deep colors and that bright yellow, the black and white is perfect for it. So this is in the main annual catalog. Is it? You know what? It might be, well, whatever it is called. We have used this. This is black and white gingham. This might be an online exclusive. And I have to check the new catalog because I haven't had a second to do that. So we'll find out. But anyway, it is a Stampin' Up! Product. How about that? All you have to do is put black and white ribbon in the thing, and let's get a glue dot, and we'll stick that on our little flower right here. And I just like the little bit of the black and white ribbon on there. I think it just adds a lot. Okay, and then I decided I didn't want to use gems. I got out my bee trinkets because, I don't know, the little bee trinkets that are in the occasions catalog. They are with the beautiful, Delightful Wishes, excuse me, the Delightful Wishes, those little bitty gold bees. They did make it into the new catalog, which I'm very, very happy about. And I knew I was going to use 5 of them today, so I just put them right on my glue dots. Instead of doing them one at a time, I just dumped my bees out, stuck my bees on there, and just added it right to the glue dot. And then I knew when I was ready to finish my product. So if you are doing like several cards at a time, don't stop and just do one bee at a time. Put them all on that you know you're going to use, and then take them off, and it goes 1, 2, 3. So we will just take our bees right off here, stick one on there, and we will put one flying out here, and we are good to go. And I'm going to save my other bees for my other card. So this is what we have in that beautiful little contrasting paper, and it can sit on the desk just like that. Isn't that pretty? And I thought it's just a really pretty way to use that little green paper. So, hi, Bonnie. Oh, yeah, I'll just start over. Why not? Right from the top. Glad you could join us. Okay, so I'm going to put that right over here. And then I have another card, so you'll see that one from the beginning. So this is my other card. And this is just kind of a little fun fold. We'll just have that flower on the outside and then some flowers on the inside. So just to show you different ways to use that designer series paper. Okay, so we have, and I already have my flowers done. I tell you, I'm on the ball today. I didn't want to repeat too much because we've been working with the Thankful Garden all week, and so I thought, you know, you guys kind of know what's going on. It's just kind of nice to see some different cards made. So this is ultra thick white. Love my ultra thick white, okay? And this is measuring 4, not 4 1/4, but 4 by 11. All right, so 4 by 11. And then we have the pretty little ditzy flowers, the little wallpaper. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you guys like it. The little pretty flowers, and that measures, okay, 4 by 5 1/4. Sorry. I just have like a little bit of a sore throat, and it's just kind of hard right now to talk, but I'm fine. I don't feel bad. It's just, the darn cold. Okay, and then I use this little green window pane paper, the garden green window pane one. It has those beautiful flowers on the back that we did so many things with the other day. And now this is going to measure 4 by 4. All right. I have my flowers made, and we'll talk more about that in just a second. So what we're going to do is let's get out the paper trimmer, and we are going to score this. And once again, this is a card that you can use with all of the papers that are offered. We're just going to score at 5.5. And on one side, we are going to cut, let's see, how much do we want to cut off? 1.5 inches. We want to cut off. I have to think for a second. I have a piece of 4 by 4, so we're going to cut 1.5 inches off. I did it a couple ways, so I had to remember what I ended up with. So cut 1.5 inches off. All right. Add that. And this is one of my current favorite looks of paper, so that the paper takes up the whole. Oh, you know what? I didn't cut this. Hang on. I have to trim this down. Where the paper takes up the whole card. So this is supposed to be 4, and I don't know. Maybe I put my 4-inch one down somewhere else. Anyway, now it's 4 inches. But where the paper takes up the whole weight of the card, and it's just the paper, I love that. I don't know why, I'm just kind of obsessed with that right now. That's why I cut my paper at 4 by 5.5, or excuse me, 4 by 11, because it is much more friendly to your 12 by 12 papers. You're going to get 3 cards out of your 12 by 12 papers if you want to do that non-border look, and but you want the best outcome for your papers, and that's why I cut it at 4, if that kind of makes sense. Otherwise, I'd have to cut it 4 1/4 to cover up all the white, and that is a huge waste. I want to get as many cards of my paper as I can. So we will just add this right here, and we have that nice non-border look. Okay, so we are going to do our thing again, and I used the textured note dies again, and this time for the last card I used the littler. I used the fourth one, and that was, excuse me, that was this one. I didn't tell you. Okay, this time I'm using the next one. So the 5th one, or the 3rd largest, we could say that. That's that bamboo one. That's probably the one I will be using the most in life here. So I used the 3rd from the biggest, and that is going to get on the inside of my card. All right, and I think, let's see, what did I do? I'm going to go ahead and I can just put that right down. I'll add that right in the center there. Okay, and then I already have my flowers done. And now these flowers I did do with the masks, okay? And let me show you what we did the other day if you missed it, and this just a little refresher here. But this is the 3 flowers, and I stamped this one and I colored it in with blends. So this would be like the first card that we did, colored it in with blends. This is the second one where I stamped it and then colored it in using the blending brushes and the masks. And that was last Friday's Facebook Live. And then this one, which is probably like my favorite, but I used no stamps. I just used the mask to color it in, okay? But this is the one I did with the yellow, and I used Daffodil Delight, and I used Garden Green, and I did the stamps and the masks, okay? So, and like I said, if you need a little review, just go ahead and look it right up on last Friday's Facebook Live. So this is going to go right on our border. We're going to kind of just tilt it and put it right on the border here. You can stick it down flat or you can raise it. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do this flat. I want to just see what it's going to look like. The first one I raised, so we can decide what we like and what we don't like. So we can add that right on here. I still have some of the white sticking out, but I just wanted it right on the edge, like I cut it out of the edge of the card, kind of. So that looks kind of cool. We'll just add a little adhesive right here on the stem. Okay. Then what I did is I had another flower cut. Okay, and let's see, what did I do with that other flower? Oh, I guess it doesn't matter, but I just cut out the bigger one. This is the big one, and I just cut it out. This one I cut out using the dies. That's what I did with it. And that is where I got that flower. So that's using the dies, and then I used the dies for these leaves here as well. So that is what we have. I have the other flower because I'm not going to throw away a flower, and I have my dies, and I'm going to use garden green and a little blending brush, and we're going to add some color. And the color from this, I could have used garden green paper to cut that out, cardstock, excuse me, but then you don't get the contrast, that, you know, that kind of pretty contrasty look. So, and I wanted that, so I just wanted to, I knew I was going to sponge some color, just like we did on Wednesday. Sponge some color and just, not all the way, but just very haphazardly, you know, to kind of look natural. And we will add this. I wanted these leaves to be kind of an extension of the leaves from this, from the roses here. So we're just going to add those right there. You can pop them up or you can leave them down. It's totally up to you. This one I'm going to leave down. Everything else I popped up on the other card so we can see what we like, because I always like to do, you know, a couple little versions of it, and then you can kind of pick and choose. You know, I really like that popped up, or no, I don't really like that popped up. So we're not going to pop this one up. We're just going to add it. And I should be using green glue, but I've already committed to the adhesive, so let's just go with it. And I'm going to lay that on the inside of the card, going this way. And then I got these leaves right here, and then this flower is going to kind of go into there, but I want a leaf. I want it to get tucked into the leaves, so we got to futz with it just a little bit. But I don't want it to be poking out. I don't want that to show. I'm thinking out loud here while I'm doing it. Here, how about this? There, okay. So I'm only going to take 2 leaves. And I might have to take some of that stem off there. Okay, then I'm going to add that right onto my leaves here. Well, why not? I'll just go like this. And the flower I'm going to pop up. I'm thinking as I'm going, so thank you for bearing with me. And then I will cut those little stems off in a second. This I do want to pop up here though. You know, and I wanted my leaves to kind of tuck out here so you can have a little extension of the leaves. Hi, Noreen. Welcome. And we will just trim that down. Okay, so that is what the inside of our card looks like. And And that's what the outside looks like with just the additional leaves. And then when you open it up, you got that little extra burst of flower. Now we need some sayings and we need some embellishments. So let's go back to our black and white gingham. Oh, got a glue dot on there. Our black and white gingham. And this one this card can hold a nice bow. So let's make a bow. And I'm going to leave it with a little bit of a tail too. Actually, I want a little bit of a longer tail, so let's add a little bit more. I want it to be wispy and kind of carefree. And we'll trim off the ends here. And that might be a little too wispy and a little too carefree. Yep, it's a little too wispy, a little too long. Okay, and then we'll take a glue dot and we're going to just add it right to the base here. And I love the black and white just because it pulls all the little black, and then we can just trim our tails here. You know, but it's just, I like the little bit of a longer tail. Okay, and then let's add a greeting. And for the greeting, in the textured note dies is this nice long one for your banners, for your greetings. So I use that and have it right here. And we're going to add the happy birthday. Like I said earlier, from the spring corners. And I'm going to stamp it off to the left because I know it's going to be a little long and I have to look at it. I don't like that. I'm not really close here, so. That will work. I'm just going to, it'll drive me crazy. I'm going to get my little black. Marker. We all have that little extra black marker when it doesn't work out the way we wanted it to, don't we? All right, and then we'll add some adhesive. And this is actually, we'll see how far this goes in, but I'm probably going to trim it down a little bit. And I'm just going to tuck it under our flower here. Might trim it down just a little bit more and just lift up the leaf and tuck it right in there so it's kind of just an extension of the flower. Oh, happy birthday goes perfect with the black and white. And then of course we need some bees. So I have 3 bees. And they're already stuck on my glue dots here, so we're just gonna peel them off and just add them right on there. I think the bees look so cute with this particular card because it's so florally. And we will add a little bee right here, and then you can add your greetings, you can put your words in there and what have you. So this is the way it looks flat. Okay, I didn't pop up anything. Kind of is killing me not to pop up anything. The leaves are flat. The only thing I popped up was this flower. I do like that with the flat leaves and the flower popped up here on the inside. But this is how it looks like popped up on this. And I do think I like it popped up a little bit more. The greeting is popped up. This is popped up. And then the leaves are popped up. But I like the flat leaves on the inside. But the choice is yours. You can see how you like it or, you know, which way you don't. And like I said, this would be so beautiful in this pattern, you know, doing this pattern with the black and white or or anything, but I do think it's beautiful with the greens. We have a lot of green and yellow lovers out there, and I think that's so pretty. And when the card is just, the designer series paper is just flush with the card, I think that's just really kind of different and striking. So, like I said, the textured note dies, the number is 165555, and they are $31. You can get those online. If you would like to order them, you can just let me know. You can go to reneeconkey.stampinup.net and order them online. But that is where they come from. And here are the cards that we did today. Here's that pretty little trifoldy thing here, laying down. So here are the cards that we did today. They went really nice and quick and easy, didn't they? Not so much. You can make a beautiful card and without much effort, you know. It doesn't have to be a lot of things on there. If you would like to get the class, just shoot me an email. You can message me. You can even put it right here on Facebook in the message, and then I'll get back to you that way. Let's see. These are the cards that are in the class. But look at all the ideas now that we have for the Thankful Garden suite. It's beautiful. The Thankful Garden paper is online as well. If you would like to add that to your class, you can add that to the $28 class and pay no shipping or handling and tax. You can just let me know on that one. Then you would get a full pack of paper, because right now you're just getting the 4 make and takes. It's just a little bit of a different thing. Here's this. Look at all the things we made with the Thankful Garden. I mean, it looks just like a garden. It's a garden of pretties. And so I hope you got inspired this week, and inspired for spring too. And if you'd like the class, just let me know. If you would like any of these products, you can let me know. I'd be happy to help you. And let's see, there was something else I was going to tell you. I'm just drawing a blank. Hey, you guys, I will be back. I'll try to get this all online, and so you can see the cards and so forth. I will be back for sure on Monday at 6 with new in colors and some of the new products. And if I get a chance to even make some samples, we'll see what I can come up with. I'm not so sure. I got to get my taxes done this weekend, so I have to do that too. My husband is like cracking the whip. Renee, we need to get those done. So we got to get those going too as well. But I'm going to stamp. I know that. So you guys, thank you so much for joining me all week with the Thankful Garden. And if you have any questions or anything, just let me know. Otherwise, have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you on Monday night at 6 o'clock. Take care. Bye-bye.